Hey guys, it's Jill and Avery Kate from Moon Gap Acres. Today we are going to make a spicy pepper jelly.
And don't forget, wear gloves.
Wear your gloves. Okay, we're in the kitchen and we're ready to make our jelly. And I love this recipe because there's hardly any ingredients to it. It's really easy. So when you get that surplus of peppers in your garden, you can get to work making your jelly. So Avery's going to walk us through the ingredients that we're going to use. So we have sugar.
No, not big enough.
Gel, 1 packet.
Apple cider vinegar. Jalapenos.
Look at all the jalapenos we have.
But you're not going to use them all.
We won't use all of those.
And you're going to need a bell pepper, but last but not least, a nice big red pepper.
Yeah, we're using a red pepper just to give it a little bit more color. Is that everything? Okay, that's all we need. We're going to make 6 half pints, and let's get to work. Always make sure you wash your veggies really good before you start with any project. Okay, Avery is starting on our jalapenos, and we're removing the seeds on these so that it's not too spicy. We do like a spicy jelly, but we don't want it to be too hot. If you like yours really hot, just leave some seeds in there. Avery is practicing safety first. She is wearing her gloves, and she also decided to wear some safety glasses so that the juice from the peppers doesn't get into her eyes. Good idea, Avery. Okay, we decided to do a half cup of jalapeno, chopped finely. We are using 4 cups total of peppers. The rest are going to be bell peppers, and you can decide what type of peppers you want to use. Maybe you want it spicier, but you need 4 cups total. And then the next thing we did is we put the peppers in this colander with a coffee filter in there. We're just going to be pressing those down to get out any liquid. That's going to help if your peppers are dry to help the jelly to set a little bit better. So we'll be doing that as well. Okay, our peppers are all chopped, diced. This is our jalapenos here. We are using a half cup. And then our bell peppers, our green and red bell peppers, we are using 3.5 cups for a total of 4 cups. And I tried really hard to chop these by hand, but it was taking forever. So I did have to finish up the bell peppers in the food processor. So I am draining them. It definitely did produce more liquid, and that's a reason to chop them by hand. But we're just using coffee filters in the colander and letting those drain a little so they're a little more dry before we start our jelly. Okay, I think I got everything ready to start our jelly. I did want to mention that we're using a water bath canner. So we just need to boil that water and make sure the jars are covered, and we'll be processing them that way. Now I've got my 4 cups of pepper. This is mixed with the bell pepper and the jalapeno. So we're going to add that to our pot. Okay, and then we need to add our apple cider vinegar. So we're using 1 cup of apple cider vinegar. And then we need to use our pectin, and this is a powdered pectin. It's Sure Gel, and it's a 1.75 ounce package. So we're just going to add that to our pot. Kind of stir that together before we get started. Okay, you want to start your stovetop, and you're going to get this hot enough to become a rolling boil. So we'll get that going. Okay, while you're waiting for your mixture to boil, you're going to need to make sure that you just keep stirring that constantly. Doesn't it look pretty? Okay, we have achieved our rolling boil. So the next step is to add the sugar. Okay, we have 5 cups of white sugar we're going to add to our boiling mixture. You want to add this pretty quickly. You want to blend that in really well, and then you're going to want to take this up to a rolling boil as well. Okay, everything is heated up, and I'm going to go ahead and ladle in the hot mixture into our first jar. So hopefully you can see what I'm doing back here. Get my ladle. Okay, there's our first jar. That'll be going into the water bath canner, and we'll get these processed. Okay, all my jars are in the canner. I actually was able to do 7 jars, so I had to work fast and get one more ready to go. But we're going to do 7 jars in the canner, water bath, boiling water for 5 minutes. That's it. Okay, all of our jars are out of the canner. Like I said, we were able to make 7, and it's just beautiful. It's a little dark in this corner, so maybe we can get better pictures later after all the lids seal. But all the peppers are suspended in the jelly, and it's so pretty. Okay, now you'll just want to watch your jars and make sure that those gel for you. If they could gel right away, and they could take up to a week. So just make sure you watch those closely. And thank you so much for joining me today while we made our hot pepper jelly. It's going to be so good. We thank you from Moon Gap Acres, where when you know your farmer, you know your food. Thank you.